Alright guys, welcome to Talking with Spirits, episode 10. This episode we're going to be talking about the Squirrel Cage in Council Bluffs, Iowa. Once again, we have our good friends from the Granger House, Sarah and Adam. And let's start it off. John?
Yes, let's.
Yes, let's.
I mean, it was cool. I enjoyed it. As far as I'm concerned, it was a good night. It was really slow beginning, so really I didn't feel anything kicked off till at least
one.
Yeah, it's got to be 1 o'clock. I mean,
when
we
did
had
I
a couple
have
of
my
things.
temper tantrum? Was that like
That was.
11 or midnight?
They're so off. It was probably closer to the midnight time.
We didn't notice anything.
Right.
If you're not aware, we do have a woman in the room.
What?
So when do they not have their texting training?
Please adjust your hormones accordingly. Oh boy.
Alright, now do we have to start over?
No.
Just keep going. I ended this crap. It's probably going to be.
That's why we're half of the time not in it, and it's a good idea.
But you guys heard me upstairs.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sorry. I meant to say yes and stop at that.
Yes.
But it just keeps
outside.
going sometimes.
We think we heard the whisper. You know. Yeah. We didn't think it would. I
also heard you threaten to punch Nico. I've got that on tape.
Listen, how many times did I say, Nico, answer me? Nothing.
I've got a hearing condition.
Nico, does he even listen to me? I'm like, he doesn't listen to any of us till he turns to the right ear.
I'm like, why does he hate me?
Wow.
If anybody's looking at Nico though, they're looking at that guy, they're thinking of that Disney movie with the balloon house.
What is that movie called?
It's called Up.
It's called.
How did you know that so quick?
I have a child.
Daddy!
That'll be us one day.
I don't know. I mean, a lot of the stuff we got was in the apartment, I think.
Yeah, upstairs.
You know, not so much in the jail. But in
Not
the
even
apartment.
just upstairs.
I mean, we got stuff in the jail. Don't get me wrong.
I got that EVP almost right away, and I got right before that somebody breathing into my digital recorder. But we heard disembodied voice in the kitchen area, and then you and I heard talking. I cannot believe the footsteps you heard. Like, I legit thought you were so full of shit until I heard that recording.
Anybody down here? No? Okay. You know what? The reason I didn't make a big deal about that whole footstep thing is because there's a lot of fireworks going on.
That's what
outside.
I thought it was.
Yeah.
So I wasn't exactly sure what I heard, but I was like, I know I heard footsteps. And if you continue the video on after where you see me stand up, I get back up again and I walk out and I meet John at the entrance of the cage. And I said, where's everybody at? He goes, they're all out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we look.
I said, then we got footsteps.
That was the most amazing recording of footsteps I think I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Like, legit.
That was one of the things they said happens there. So it was cool that we were able to.
Yeah.
Then I got a lot of, because I kind of showed some people and they're like, how do you not run out of the building? I was like, because I didn't know for sure.
Right.
On what
Because
I
they did
heard,
punch
you
me
know.
in the face.
Right.
Well, yeah, they did. Yeah, they did keep doing that.
It would have been easy that night. Laying down.
Right. I was like, yeah.
I was looking at that, and I my initial thing. That's why I said you get the nonchalance award for that. But then I was watching it and I was thinking, you know, when we were sitting in there was a lot of fireworks and noises, and so, you know, yeah, I can see that. You know,
that's why I didn't make a big deal. That's why I didn't make a big deal out of it.
I think they might have been footsteps.
It's because I wasn't
checking
exactly sure what happened. But I mean, like I was laying there, and I guess for the video they don't actually know. I'm laying in the cell, but my feet are on the outside of the cell on the ground, and So when I stand up, I just pull myself up off of a bar.
Yep.
And I'm like, is anybody there?
Yep. Nope.
And no? Okay. And I sat back down and laid down. But then I started thinking about it. And if you, like I said, if the video continued, I got up and I walked out and asked John,
Yeah.
where's everybody at?
Well, you're not
thing
sure
about
when
editing
you're on
videos
either.
though. A lot of people will have like a very short attention span, so I try and keep the WTF clips short. So
Right.
this is what happened.
But everybody
Yeah.
had soft sole shoes on.
Yeah.
I mean, we all
Right.
had tennies
Yeah.
on.
Right.
Yeah.
That sounded like, I mean, that definitely sounds like, it
Hard
sounds like
sole
foot.
shoes.
It
Yes.
sounds like boot.
And it walked right up to the camera. Like, no
Or,
doubt.
I mean, right by me.
Yeah.
And that's what I was
It
like,
got loud.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You can hear it. So
That
was cool.
Amazing.
That's
yeah.
one of the best things we've got.
Absolutely.
So
you know, my bad for not freaking out, but I didn't want to freak out because I wasn't sure.
I wouldn't have either with all
I
the
didn't realize you were
fireworks and
supposed to
everything.
freak out. I'm just saying. I mean,
I would have
to
enjoyed
me,
the
that's-
video more if you had freaked out though.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. To me, that says something though, because it's like, okay, we heard it, but then you're like, but did I really
Right.
hear
Oh,
it?
well, I wasn't sure.
And then,
you know.
and you're all right. The freaking fireworks were going off till almost
Yes.
11 o'clock.
That happens. I mean, if
I
you
mean-
think about it though, that happens a lot when we're investigating. We'll hear stuff and we'll go, "Did I really hear it?"
Yeah.
You don't really find out
Until
until you go back and review
Yeah.
the data. So that's just
Well, and we had
you know.
fireworks, we had trains, and we had
Yeah,
airplanes.
airplanes.
I mean, pretty much we had everything. You know,
But no, I mean, I guess I really didn't freak out because I wasn't sure. I mean, I know I'm hearing it, but I was like,
Yeah.
am I hearing it? You know? Like, was that just right in front of me? You know what I mean?
Well, and sometimes it's so like fantastical. You're like, that cannot be
that can't be real.
right.
Same as the viewers when you watch a YouTube. Nah, that's not real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you did. I mean, you can catch the best thing in the world.
Well-
Start on YouTube.
Anybody's
people
going
go,
to say,
"No,
oh,
that's
no.
fake."
And I mean,
But
yeah.
In the end of it, it is about your personal experience too. Like you said, anyone on YouTube could say, "Oh, that's not fake. They're doing."
well, there could be a personal,
they're sitting
there could
by
be a
that.
personal experience, but then there's a personal experience that
You know.
is actually caught.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's
You know, and I said I heard footsteps. We got footsteps.
I mean, how many of us in this room, since we started paranormal investigating, have we had our own experience?
I never have.
You know.
You are so full of shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
wouldn't
he's
still
got
be doing it if you
something
hadn't.
thrown at you.
Yeah.
I've heard footsteps. I felt somebody behind me. I mean,
Yeah.
we've all had our own experiences on this
Yeah.
expedition, I guess.
That's what makes it worth it for me. You know, I don't care what anybody online says.
well, and that just goes to some of the other stuff that's gone on too. I mean, some of it we don't realize we've actually had until we've gone back and reviewed
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
I mean, and then what do you do at that point? Well, you're not going to jump away scared because it's after the fact.
Especially
Right.
when you've been up all
Right.
night and you don't know what you're hearing.
Yeah, I mean, and that's
Everything.
some people say that. Yeah, you've been up for 12 hours now, and it's
I mean, you
Which
start to
maybe
see
you
things,
might
you
just
start to
be-
hear
Well,
things.
to
and
me,
that
that's
deep.
why capturing it is important.
But
Yeah.
this was early in the, this was
Yeah.
early in the
This
evening. This
was
was
like,
like
yeah.
10:30 in the
Yes.
evening or something.
Thereabouts. Yeah.
For random events and random occurrences and that,
But at what point do you draw the line and say, yeah, this could be paranormal? Otherwise, you're going to second guess it scientifically to fucking death.
Yeah, well, and how many
Well,
times have we
okay,
had
so
them
if there's a
sitting
pattern to it,
nowhere and they haven't gone
then-
on at all?
But the pattern,
if there's a pattern to
but
it,
then it would be that way for every single investigation.
well, okay, think about it.
Right.
okay,
We've had
well
the-
then that's gonna have to be
Well, you
disproven.
have-
But not only that, you could set it up in here and
You know
just,
what else though? Here's something. Now, what about the one at the bottom of the stairs? Only the one at the top of the stairs was going off. We were all sitting
All right,
in the
well,
same
you're
area.
talking about-
There's one at the top, one in the bottom. The
Well,
one at
then
the
you
bottom is
switched
not
it.
going
You
off.
switched, but
Okay.
then you switched it.
Yeah, and then still only
Well,
it went
here's
off
the
at the
top one
top,
up.
even when we switched it.
Here's another thing to
See?
think about then too, if we're gonna go off of that. You are in a place where basically as soon as you enter the walls of that facility and you go through those metal doors, everything around you is metal, correct? Except the floor, okay? We had them out in the jail, which is surrounded by iron. I mean, that place is built around iron. Iron everywhere except for the concrete and the walls, which still has iron in it to hold it for support. At
And
that point in time, We had them in there for how long, and they never, ever,
Well, and that's
ever
exactly
went
it.
They
off.
only went off on the 4th floor.
Yeah, only. Even
Yeah,
when
We take them out, right, we take them out of there.
My only explanation is that the batteries are going down.
That's fine.
Yeah, you
So,
know what?
let me-
That's just where I'm at on it. That's
so let me
where
say
I'm
something
at
about
on
that
it.
then. So if the one that was on top that was going off before we switched them, if it was the battery going dead, and we put it at the bottom and
Why
then put a
wasn't
new
it
one at the
keeping
top,
down there?
why would the bottom not still go off if the battery was still going dead?
Did the bottom go off ever
Needs-
again?
Yeah.
Needs more
Did
investigation.
the bottom ever?
Yeah.
What I think you should, and I don't mean for you to have to video this and then
Jack
replay
Hayes
it
later.
and watch it, would be to get a pair of batteries that are really low on charge. Put them in it, see what happens.
If I got
There
to
you
sit
go.
there for 8 hours on my tongue on a 9-volt battery, that is not going to be pleasant.
John,
Jeff will do it. Just volunteer. But what I mean, but you could do that. You know, you could easily test the voltage and say, okay, you know, these are getting.
Do they make any kind of noise when they're lower?
B.
I'm trying to be objective.
No, I completely agree with you.
That's
I'm
what-
just trying
Which
to.
is why I want to keep doing these experiments.
It is important.
We can get a
100%.
pattern. If we can get a
100%.
pattern.
It is. It's important to doubt
And I
your own
completely
stuff.
agree with your. Let's find a pattern, because if we
Yeah.
can find a definite pattern,
Either way.
then you've got proof.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you went to the Granger house, did you find the same pattern?
No.
No.
And when you took them to Edinburgh, did you find the same pattern?
Edinburgh, they went absolutely nuts. And I
no
had
reason.
never seen
Edinburgh
them
was
do that.
great after you guys.
Edinburgh.
I'm sorry, but it was.
Right. I have
and
never
that's-
seen them do that.
No,
And
it
that
was
may
not.
not, but see
Don't say
that.
that.
Stop going off. Quit.
Depending on the video.
Battery didn't know when
I left just
No reason.
before.
You may not be able to find a pattern with that, but that lends to the legitimacy of what you're doing,
Yeah, and I
because
mean-
you're not finding a pattern.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not going to. Once again, I try and be objective. So, you know, and I understand where you're coming from, Eric, but you're also doing logical convolutions to make it fit into not parallel.
But I think you do that too.
Yeah, I do, because it's easier for me to say, well, there's something else going on than directly go, it's a ghost. But I'm also open-minded enough to go, wait a minute, there's a pattern here, and it should, if it was going off 200 seconds when the batteries are dying, it doesn't matter if we're there or not, it should be going off 200 seconds, that's why I did that video.
Exactly.
It should be the same, at least, you know, between the, 2 to 3 minute interval that we were getting, or 2 to 5 minute interval.
Yeah.
We never got more than a minute something when we were interactive. Sometimes it was a 6 second interval. Now, a 6 second interval has got nothing to do with the battery dying. I'm sorry. It's
Right.
just, now, am I going to say it's ghosts? Don't know. It could be something else, but I don't
Well,
know
and
what
that's
that
fair.
is.
But I
I'm
mean,
not
like
gonna
when
do-
you're getting a response on demand, I don't think you can discount that. I don't
No,
think
I
you
don't.
can
Like
just
Edinburgh.
throw that out.
Like
Well,
what we had
my
happen
only
in
response to that was if
That was crazy.
our energy present,
But they
making
don't
it
be doing
do-
it all the time.
Well, because it was the 6, like you said, the 6 to 45 second intervals that you said, but that it was the 200 or whatever second after we were gone. Was it our energy
See, at that time, you'd have to see what
Making
technically
it-
what all
making
we're putting
it
off
change.
at a time. Well, you'd have to see what we're all.
You've
putting
also
off
got
one
to
time
figure in the
room.
fact that those are actually used in the real world for real things. So
Yeah, like
if our
collecting coins on the beach.
Well, but let's talk about the fact that we got that K2
But if
hit.
they went off just because of our energy, they'd be useless because they're giving false positives.
Right.
all the time.
Right.
But in conjunction with the fact that we were getting the K2 hit on the stairs there, you used your trifeld, so it was magnetic energy.
Yep.
I mean, you've got
And
two
these are-
devices that are kind of speaking to the same interaction.
And it's all data that I love getting the data.
Well, then you got to factor in too.
I'll throw it out there and say, I'm not going to tie that to a belief system because I don't know enough to form a belief system. All I can do is gather the data and say, this is an anomaly. This shouldn't happen. And if they're going off, okay, it's the electronics, maybe. They shouldn't go off at all. There's no metal near them.
Right.
So if I get anomalies in a pattern, that's for me personally, that's why I enjoy
Well,
doing
yeah.
it and put it together.
Well, again,
and
in
go,
theory, what you're saying, there was metal all around those.
yeah, you got to get up close to those buckets.
But that's what I'm saying.
to go
Though.
off.
You do.
So for it to just sit there and flake I mean, technically, they should have been flaking no matter what. The stairs were metal, the railing was metal,
it wasn't.
everything.
It wasn't the metal.
Should have been flaking.
It wasn't the metal.
Period, and it wasn't.
If it was non-paranormal, it's got to do with the electronics.
Yeah.
So now then you say, okay, electronics are pretty. You know, you can predict electronics. That's how we build electronics. We know what they're going to do. When they start varying like that, you say, okay, what's causing the variance?
Right. All right. Take two.
So
Take two.
All right. What's the next thing we want to talk about? Squirrel.
Well, okay. I think we get okay. So getting away from the meters. I think the squirrel cage is actually pretty impressive as far as the way, as far as some of the stuff that I was getting. Things were being, you could hear certain things going on, whether or not they got captured. I'm just like, could it be my mind playing with my own thoughts, which I can't believe can happen because I don't have a mind.
I was worried what you were going to say next then.
There was some stuff going on that, you can actually hear movement. And especially the front of that building. Would you do this with these guys? No.
Some of the shit is pretty in-depth and serious, but you just gotta throw it on there.
I should get an editing Oscar for
Yeah,